So, today I'm in two roles. On the one hand side, I'm doing the moderation, and on the other side, I'm doing also a short introductory act. Actually, there was another Science Slam planned on NFDI4DataScience, but the person who wanted to do that couldn't join, unfortunately, today. So what I already mentioned in the beginning today, what we are doing here, or who are the hosts. So we already heard something about NFDI in the introduction now, and we are one part of the NFDI. We are the consortium NFDI4DataScience, and we are involved in the NFDI as more than 20 other consortia. And yeah, what is NFDI4DataScience? It's a national research data infrastructure for data science and artificial intelligence. And what I want to do now is I want to give you an introduction to our consortium. But hey, it's a Science Slam. So, as you probably already have seen, well, it's about trees, right? So our logo is a tree. We have t-shirts with trees. We have merchandise articles with trees. So NFDI4DataScience might be something about trees. So I'm not talking about NFDI4DataScience. So I'm talking today about growing trees in a world of data science. Well, when I usually introduce NFDI4DataScience, I would maybe show you the Wikipedia pages, what is data science, what is artificial intelligence, or I would let you know that data science is somewhere situated in the middle of computer science, mathematics, statistics, domain knowledge, and so forth. But for today, I can't do that anymore. It's really, really boring. So I today want to motivate it a little bit differently. And what I want you to think about, I want to put you on the journey that data science is actually a playground. So data science is something fun you want to do, yeah, everyone likes it, everyone wants to work on it. And if you look at it, how to motivate it, where it's fun, yeah, you can see it in your everyday life. Yeah, data science is used for speech assistance, for instance, for autonomous driving, for medical diagnosis, and so forth. So it's everywhere, it's fun, you want to do it. But well, when you looked at the playground, it has to be situated somewhere. It has to be a surrounding. There has to be a base. So what you should also take care of when you want to the fun side of data science, you should take care of a garden. So data science is also some sort of a garden. And now I want to let you think about how to actually grow a garden, and as an example, I want to let you think about how to grow a tree. And well, you want such a tree, so you want something like this, and how do you proceed with that? Well, in the beginning, you have to have a seed, you have to have soil, so you have to collect everything you need to grow a tree. As a next step, you have to put the seed in the soil, put everything together, and then wait. So you have to process it. Then, when the tree is growing, you might want to look at it if everything's fine. Are there any bugs on it? Is it dry or whatsoever? So you have to make sure that everything is fine with your tree. Afterwards, you also want to preserve it. You want to make sure that your tree is also alive in 100 years. So you have to regularly water it, you have to make sure that it has the sun, and so forth. And then, maybe at some day, you have a pretty nice tree and you would like to access it. So what would you like? Perhaps you have an apple tree, you take the apples, you use them, so you eat them, and that's where you access it there. And then, you might also, again, take the seeds that are inside the apple, want to use it to grow another tree. So you want to reuse it. And actually, when looking at this and thinking about data science, it's actually the same. So if you work with data, you first have to collect, to create it, then you have to process it, you have to analyze it, you have to preserve it, you have to access it, and you have to reuse it. And what is it all about? It's actually called the data lifecycle. So if you think that's easy, yes, in the beginning it's easy, but there might be some hurdles. There's a risk that your tree is rotten at some point, that there's going something wrong. So you really have to make sure that your tree is healthy, you have to protect your tree, and you really have to make sure that everything's fine. And there are some risks that could be there with your tree. For instance, there could be something like, okay, you're growing your tree, you're reading a book about trees, and but the book is about apple trees with red apples, and that doesn't really work for apple trees with yellow apples. So there might be some discrimination of the tree with the yellow apples or something like that, and that's one of the risks. So there might be bias and discrimination for a risk for your tree. And another thing might be, suspect you have someone seen that did grow a very nice apple tree and you want to do the same thing, and then you ask this person, and this person doesn't really tell you how he or she did that, and so he or she's hiding it, and then you maybe fail to grow your own tree. So there might also be the risk that everything's intransparent and irreproducible. So that's also another risk. And those two risks are also the classic risks you usually face in data science and AI. So on the one hand side, bias and discrimination, on the other side, intransparency and irreproducibility. So how can NFDI for data science help here? Well, on the one hand side, to overcome bias and discrimination, you should always consider ethical, legal, and social aspects. And for that, NFDI for data science usually gives you training and advice, so it helps with that. And for the second thing, for the risk of having intransparency and irreproducibility, what you should do is you should make your data fair. Fair stands for findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. And for that, we are providing here in NFDI for data science different tools and services to make sure that you can keep your data fair. So in essence, what we are providing, so in the world of gardens, we provide a gardening shop, but in the world of data science, we somehow provide a one-stop shop for all things data science. So that's pretty much it. I want to thank Annalena for the idea, and also the AI for all the beautiful images.
Thank you so much, Sonja, and that is actually finally explaining why you have the tree in there, because I was asking this myself, so finally everybody knows